Okay, so in this tutorial, I will give a detailed explanation of the function plotter. So once you open this section, so the first thing, as I said in the overview, you should select what math function you want to plot. Okay, so let's go through all this one by one. So if I have this first the explicit function, and I want so then after you enter everything, so you will have the parameter and the variables are automatically detected, so you can adjustment the variables, whatever the values here, and then you can do the plot. So first you need to add a plot object and then add a plot. Okay, let's use add bloom and see this. Once you have this plot, so you also can like adjustment everything here lively, so everything is responsible in, at live. Okay, so you can change whatever you want. Okay, so that's the explicit function. There's nothing to see because it's very simple. Okay, let's come to another one. Okay, one more thing I want to see. So also look at the data. So choose the object, then come to here, click the data. You will see every time when I add a plot, so there will be two layers added. So one is the plot itself, another is for the axis. So everything you do the adjustment is based on layers. So the layer is an important concept here. So for example, if you want to adjustment this the plot itself, just choose the plotting and go to the layer setting. So normally layer setting will overwrite all the object settings. So most of the time just come to the layer settings to adjustment the stuff. So for example, if I want to like change the radius or change the strength, so you can see you can do from here, right? So okay, that's the, if you want to change the axis, just go to the axis layers and also change the stuff here. Okay, so that's the layers. Layers important. Remember, just choose the layer you want to do the adjustment every time. Also, if you have an animation, the same thing. If you want to add animation to the axis, you need to select this layer and then do the axis. For example, if I, so that's just for the axis, right? So okay, that's for the layer concept. Next, let's come to the parametric function. So if I have a parametric function here, and if I add a new plot, so the AB, we used AB previously, so they will be reused again. So if you want two different parameter to control, you should use a different name. Okay, if I, for example, if I use A0, so then I add a new plot. But since you can see, once I add a new plot, I have two new layers. So then if we want to control the previous one, we need to choose this layer and then use control current plot control to control the previous one. If we want to use a different plot, we need to choose a different one. So since I want to control the previous one and I move around, like for example, I want to move to that part and then review this plot, so I can do like this. Okay, let's come change the plotting here, and then so you can see, since here I the B, so if I change the B, because the B also control the previous one, so it control together. If I just use adjustment A, it will only adjustment A. So that's the parameter, and same for the variable to control everything. If they are the same name, they will control all the functions that has the same name. Okay, so then if we let me like control this, maybe move around for that. For the polar one, so if I also use T, so it will use the same T to control. Maybe I use like a 0 to control. So all the A0 T already there control the previous one. If I add a new plotter, so you can see it will control both. But if I just use a different, for example, use C, use C also use maybe A1, sorry, A1. So update this plotter, then if I adjustment A1 is just like control this one, right? So okay, so that's about the polar. Nothing to say, just it has a special something. Like let me just move around here and look at the ODE function. So ODE currently only the first order ordinary differential equation supported. So here, so since this is here, there's no variables, but I still use x, y, z. And so variable, for example, here, so maybe I want to use a2 and b2 and c2 because I want to use a different set. So use 10, 35, 8. So this is let me add. So this is the butterfly. This is the Lorentz function, right? So that's too big. Let me like scale little bit. Okay, we can add more steps. So you can see this is the Lorentz function, differential function. You can see that. Okay, and this is the further you can change the initial value, like whatever the initial value you want to change it. So you can change the initial value also, right? You can also change the steps, maybe less steps, something like that. Okay, so that's for the ODE function. Maybe I need to move around, move to like which, maybe something here. Okay, what else? So implicit function. So for the implicit function, let's see, if I add this x, y, z, blah, blah. So I add a new one. Okay, since x, y, z, maybe I should use like a different set of function. Maybe x, maybe UVW, U, V, U. Okay, let's see. Let me update. So you can see once I update, so it have the the V variable and the U variable, things like that, the domain size and also step, blah blah. So I have this curve. This is a hard curve actually, and so this one a little special. Once you change this domain, like not update, you need to update here, or you can update from here. So only these two can update. Okay, if you change it from here, not updating. That's the one. Sometimes you don't have the solution, or it maybe stuck somewhere for the solution. You need to change the step, and then so what you need to change the step, like to make to find a correct solution, because sometimes the solver just stuck if you have a very deep slope. Okay, that's the implicit function. And the last one is if all these functions are not it's not what you need, you can also use your own data. You can produce the data by whatever language, Python or C++, whatever. So you can upload your data. For example, I have a data here. I have a cosine data. I also have a sine data. You can update all your data. So, and then you add a new plot. So you can see I have this this cosine and sine data. So, okay. So all the function we have go through, and what else? Next is for the animation, right? For the settings, I already mentioned. So it's nothing much to see, because you just select the plot you want adjustment, and you can control from here. Also, you can do the settings, and so the color radius and the color strength. Normally, that's the adjustment, right? And so next big thing is for the animation. So for example, if you want an animation for the layer, you just select the layer and go the animation, and then now you have all the settings. Like for example, if I go at the beginning, you can adjustment like how the animation goes. For example, if I add another one, like it will bounce around. See, so you can adjustment all the curves. So almost every animation I have the curves. You can do the adjustment. It's very flexible. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so this is the grow animation. You also can reverse the animation. So if you reverse like this, but it will disappear, then you can adjust the range. So after this range, it will so if you go to 30, it will come back again. So only so the animation only effective in this range, from 1 to 30. So after 30, it'll come back again. Okay, so that's a range, and that's the grow. So you also can like add a writing animation. You can adjustment maybe like 72, like give a longer, so it will writing. This is the writing animation. Also the curve thing, and you can also have a like reverse or local writing. So if you do the local writing, so it will write all the lines together. You also can like add a writing symbol. So by default for the local, it just add like a circle writing sample. For example, if maybe I should like give a larger, too large maybe. You also can choose to not use the local, but the simple. But for the global, you also can add you can see you also can add a symbol. So if I go maybe 250, you will see this effect more clearly. See, okay. Maybe at the beginning I will go very slow. You will see this very effect. You can add a symbol, writing symbol, letter writing. Okay. Also, the wave function. So for the wave function, if you add the wave function, there's a global and a local, and maybe you need to give a larger scale and a larger speed. You will see the effect. Let's see. So you can see you also can change the direction. On the direction, you also can add a local. Maybe also need like a larger speed, also larger. So you can see the local one. If I disable the global, you will see the local more clearly for the local, right? Maybe that's too large speed. See, this is writing, but all these parameters you can like adjustment to experimental, and also the curve. Okay, that's for the writing. And what's the next? Next, for the edge flow. Maybe for the edge flow one, I will choose a different one to experiment. Maybe come to this one, or the which the last one, maybe the first one. Edge flow. The scale maybe too small. Okay, it's on this heart. So you can see on the heart it have a flow. So you also can like control the bounding box. You also can use the bounding box, but for the bounding box, maybe it's so by default it's only 2 point. You need to give like one more subdivide. Normally one subdivide is good enough. So if you want more smooth, you can give 2. So there more point, and since it's a closed one, so you will see. Okay, that's for the curve, and you also can change the speed. Maybe you can go faster, right? And maybe you want a more scale. You can also change this, like this shape. So the shape can be like this, or whatever shape you want. Maybe like this. Okay, that's the curve flow. Everything is also very simple. You also can change, like go to 1, so the curve will be like this. Okay, if you go to like 0.6, 0.7, something like this. Okay, you also can change the color strength. Okay, the color strength also can be adjusted. If you have multiple curves, normally for the plotting we have like just one. Let me come to again for this one. For this plot, we have multiple. Let's just add edge flow and go to 10. So you can see the edge flow now. It's all the curve have edge flow because if -1 it means all, but if you have multiple, you can choose the index. Currently we only on the first one. You can see on the first one, you see that maybe little more. You see this only on the first one, and so if you go to the index, just only on that one. Okay, that's for the edge selection. Okay, that's for the edge flow. So the next one is for the transform. So the transform is not animations. Should do the animation by yourself. So you need like give a, for example, at 0, I just add a keyframe, so you can see you do an animation like this, right? Okay, so that's what for the transform. And next for the snapshot. Okay, the snapshot one is a tricky one because it's just add a snapshot. But which one I should do? I think maybe this one. That one is for parametric. Maybe for the second one. In this one, let me see. Yes, in this one, if I do adjustment, yes. Okay, so you can see, let's do this one. So if I add a transform animation, and we can see the transform animation, not transform, sorry, the snapshot. Okay, so let's look at the snapshot. So you can see here all the settings. So the range start and end, and also snapshot rate. So how many frames it has a snapshot, and total snapshot. Okay, and the start frame. So we start from frame 5. So let's do the thing on this one. Okay, so it's this plotting, and we want to add one more because I want to move around when do the at the same time like snapshot them. Okay, and what I want to do is like I want change this value, and also yeah, the location. Okay, so let's do it. So if we go to frame 5, and I add a keyframe on this one and also on this one, and we go to the next snapshot is plus 48. We go to 2, and I add a keyframe, and also this have a keyframe, so we can see the effect currently. So you can see, then we have another, because currently, so they are overlap, but in the viewport, so the grid pencil overlap will just show black, but actually if we run out, it's not black. Anyway, we continue to, previously we have this have a keyframe, so we add hold it at another keyframe here, and we change this to 3, so it will have another keyframe, and we add again. Maybe we need to add like 8 something. Go for and 4. Let's have a look. So you can see it have a keyframe. It have snapshot, another snapshot, and another snapshot, and another snapshot. If we want to like go for like for example 20, something like that, we will see the effect. So 1, 2, total we have 5, right? 3, like 4, 5, and then more round. Okay, so we have 5. That's for the snapshot. Let me clear all this keyframe. Also clear keyframe on this one. Okay, let's remove the transform, and also remove the keyframe. And what else? So that's all. The last one is just the normal tangent. So I can add a normal tangent, but maybe I will add this one. It's more. Let's just choose the first plot and add a normal tangent. You can see you can add a normal or tangent. So if I add a normal here, and I change the location, where is the normal? Maybe because we should change to 3D and see. Okay, here it's here. Maybe the color strength 100. So if you see clearly here, and if I change the location, I don't know where you can see it or not. Maybe just like 1000. But for the color, for the layer color, maybe we just change it to 1. Okay, now we look at this. You can see you can change the location, and because currently we just curve index just this one. If we go to maybe 10, so it have all this 10, and we change the location. So this is for the normal or for the tangent. So the tangent one, just tangent curve, whatever. So it's just as the name suggests. That's for this tangent and normal stuff. Basically, that's it. All the animation already talked about and how to control separately and how to add all the different animation. Okay, I think that's all for this plot function plotter stuff.